Hello everyone, it's David again, and I'm on Season 3, Episode 16 War Without End, Part 1. I do need to let everybody know, we got socked by a pretty nasty snowstorm, and so my area of my county is completely without internet. So I decided to record this, otherwise I'd get hopelessly behind in recording my episodes. The fallout of this is I won't be able to update until I can access the internet, and I don't know when that's going to be. And there might be some, discongruity, I guess would be the word, between this and my updates as a result of that. So, apologize for any inconvenience, but we are going to start on the Minbar homeworld. And Rathen runs around with a box that has been sealed for 900 years. Pops it open and he says, "We don't know how in the hell this guy knew you were going to be here, but here we go. A letter addressed to Jeffrey David Sinclair. We don't know who it's from. Well, we know who it's from. We know it's from himself. Written in his own handwriting," he says. But that's later in the episode. But we don't know how he's supposed to be here, and all of a sudden here comes a letter from 900 years in the past. We zip on in, and they're getting a distress signal from Sector 14, the last area of Babylon 4. And it's addressed, and it's Ivanova 8 days in the future saying, "Help, the shadows are kicking our ass." And we zip on, and there's a huge shadow fleet heading right towards B5. Now, what is Drawl doing this whole time? Is he sitting down there knitting a sweater for Delenn? The other thing is, Drawl may not be in existence in this timeline because of the changes that will happen if they don't get B4 with Sinclair back in time. That's the most likely episode, or explanation, I should say. We're going to cue the entrance for this one, and we zip on in, and Rathen is talking to Kashulkesh, I believe it would be, or it's a third Kosh that we don't know about, but I believe it's Kashulkesh, and he is saying he is the closed circle. He is returning to the beginning. And Rathen asks, the beginning of what? And Kosh turns around and walks away with no answer. So I guess the question is, are Koshes exactly the same? Because he says, we are all Kosh. Same consciousness, because we know the Vorlons can break off pieces of their consciousness. We know that Sheridan's running around with one, hiding somewhere near his belly button. So then the question becomes, did Kosh Naranik really die? Now, I mean, after it comes out, when they're fighting with Lita and all that stuff, does Kosh really die? A Buddhist or a Middle Easterner or a Far Easterner would say, no, he's just transformed into a different plane of consciousness. A Christian would say, yeah, he's really smoked. What's your opinion? Put it down below. Ambassador Sinclair arrives on Babylon 5. Yay! I think this is the last major time, or last major TV/movie time that we will see Michael O'Clair. Oh God, I'm going to B5 hell for not knowing this. But anyway, good Lord. Okay, so Delenn, beep beep beep, she gets a letter too from the same person, but 900 years ago. Epsilon 3 is sending a tachyon beam to Sector 14 to stabilize it so they can jump around in time. Exactly what? I don't have access to the internet. So what exactly is a tachyon? If someone can explain that down below, that'd be awesome. Because I'm sure I'm not the only one. We've heard about it in Star Trek, so there's got to be some scientific basis. What is a tachyon? We zip on in, and Drawl's using all of his energy, and so there are two Zathrases running around. So is this Zathras, or is this another member of his species? Because I think, isn't there 10 brothers named Zathras? So, yeah, who knows? We discover from Delenn that the last Shadow War, their long-range base was destroyed by the Shadows. And they were getting their butts kicked. but a replacement arrived. And sure enough, the replacement is Babylon 4. The draw records say that the White Star stopped a shadow attack on B4, and without B4, the Shadows will have 3 times the capital ships on Zahadum to destroy Babylon 5 later on. And so that explains the discongruity in the time periods. So they have to get on over to Sector 14, seal up the hole from the Tachyon emissions, and get Ambassador Sinclair / Valen to go back in time to do what he's already done. So, very simple, right? Question. And we also learned from Michael Garibaldi that in 8 days Babylon 5 falls if they don't accomplish their goal. So, question, did the Shadows have anything to do with the destruction of Babylons 1 through 3? And will that have any effect on what happens in the new series? So, don't know. Good question. We zip down in, and Sheridan, after he gets zapped in his time stabilizer, wakes up on Centauri Prime in the future. And Londo sentences Sheridan to death. And he said the Dark Servants came to Centauri Prime, so Sheridan's already aware that there are some Dark Servants running around of the Shadows that live and extend beyond the Shadow War. So he's already on notice that the Shadow War isn't the end of everything. So why didn't they stop the Drak from going to Centauri Prime? But at any rate, Sheridan is forced to watch as the capital of Centauri Prime is burning as a result of his little war. And that ends part 1. We're going to zip on over to part 2, and I'm going to try and upload this part and keep it saved till such point in time as I can upload it to YouTube. Assuming I even have a YouTube channel when I come back, who knows. At any rate, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hope you all have a good holiday season.